Welcome to your Daily Revolution podcast. Today's topic, are my best days behind me? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Let's go! This is your daily revolution. Living prosperity, we show you how to do it. There's no luck about it, we got the strategic blueprint.
Great to be with you guys on another Your Daily Revolution. If you're listening while you're working out, if you're listening while you're driving, thank you. And wherever you're listening, thank you. I'm grateful to have you here. Do me a huge favor. If this podcast resonates, take a screenshot, tag me, send it to someone, share the message of the prosperity revolution, because this thing is needed in a world where there's so much chaos and scarcity and fear and doubt. And my whole intention and goal is to help you to become prosperous and happy. All right, let's dive into this. So, I work with incredible people on a daily basis. That's what I do. I'm a coach. I'm a mentor, I'm a leader. I'm also a student and a learner. And there was this question that was posed, not to me specifically, but just to people in general, because he's one of the smartest guys that I know, like intelligent, high emotional, like this guy's incredible, leader. And he was sincere and he was asking, just thinking out loud, I wonder if my best days are behind me. And this caught me off guard, because if you knew the man I'm talking, this guy is brilliant. He's a leader, humble. He's a man of God like this. And if anyone would meet this guy, they said, this is the smartest man in the room. And when he posed a question, I got emotional. Like I was sitting in the room and I just started to cry. And the reason I started to cry is because I'm like, how is it that a man who is successful and skilled and has like real depth and he's just developed, how could he feel this way? And I get it. When you've been kicked in the butt through this lockdown of the last couple of years, when you've gone through challenges and you've seen your company shift and the market has shifted, like it really takes people to a place where you start to ask some questions. Hey, are my best days behind me? And part of the reason I cried is I got really emotional because I'm like, I have felt the same way. Guys, real talk. I don't have all the answers. I'm not perfect. I have many days where I'm depressed and in darkness. I have many days where I don't want to do the work. I have many moments where I waste time on social media and I look at shoes and clothes and jets and houses and cars. And I have many days where I compare myself to people and I just think, man, I'm never going to be successful. Like I have those moments. So when this man who I have great admiration and respect for said what he said, it caused me to get emotional because I'm like, I know what that's like. I've questioned, are my best days behind me? And in fact, I felt that way. I remember in 2009, 2010, when I was now bankrupt, sold my Super Bowl ring, had lost millions and millions and millions of dollars and was living in this tiny town. I was like, maybe my best days are behind me. And now that I'm in my mid to late 40s, nearing 50s here pretty soon, I sometimes ask that question, are my best days behind me? And I really didn't contribute to the conversation. Like I just sat listening, other people gave him some coaching and feedback, and he was just so humble and gracious. But I wanted to share my thoughts on the podcast for those of you who are in a time of your life, in your 40s, your 50s, maybe even your 60s, where you're starting to question, are my best days behind me? Is it too late? And I want to have you consider a few things just to help you understand. Number one is, what's the truth? Truth is things as they really are. What are the facts? And as I look at myself and or this individual, what are the facts? I've got almost 50 years of training, of experience, of depth. I've got almost 50 years of wins and losses and failures and momentums and victories. I've got almost 50 years. So the truth is, my best days are not behind me. They're actually in front of me because I'm not starting from ground zero. And even if I have to start over and shift my business, and even if I have to do something different, I'm starting with nearly 50 years of experience under my belt. Like you can't go get that in the classroom. My classroom has been life, door to door, mortgages, internet marketing, seminars, coaching, selling, closing, wife, kids, failures. Like, so that's the first thing. Principle one is the truth will set you free. What's the truth? Number two, principle 2 of the 13 principles, perspective creates possibility. If I could give this man some perspective, well, the first thing is what I just shared about the truth. What's the truth? You got experience. But perspective is, can I reinvent myself? Perspective is being able to see something from a different vantage point, which gives us added angles or vantage points or something that we couldn't see before, right? If I have the perspective of, like, let's say sitting in an NBA game courtside, incredible perspective. Go up to the nosebleeds, different perspective. Maybe not better or worse, but depending on what you want. You see different things of the perspective of planet Earth from space. Wow. On the ground, different perspective, right? Perspective. So if I was going to give this man some coaching and feedback, are your best days behind you? Well, it just depends on what you're looking at, right? Guys, what are you looking at? Are you only looking at getting your tail kicked over the last 2 years? Are you only looking at the failures? Are you only looking at what you don't have? Because that's usually what it is. That lack of perspective and or only viewing the wrong things. And if you only view the wrong things, well, you feel like garbage. You don't feel good at all. So first thing is the truth will set you free. Second one is perspective creates possibilities. Now, once you gain some perspective from other people and you get to see things you can't see, because oftentimes I'm in that boat. When I'm comparing myself to others, I'm not looking at what really matters. I'm looking at what I don't have. I'm looking at what they're doing versus what I'm not doing. And the third thing, if I was to coach this individual and give him some help, and for those of you listen who think maybe my best days are behind me, maybe I'll never be in a great marriage again. Maybe I don't know if God even listens to my prayers. Maybe I'll never make that 7 or 8 figures again. Maybe I'm just destined to be a failure. Once you see the truth for like things as they really are and have a real perspective rooted in abundance and possibilities and prosperity, the final thing I would share with him is principle 3 of the 13 principles, which is prosperity is a choice. What will you choose? What will you choose right now? Like, there's days when I don't want to go to the gym. What will I choose? To sit and scroll or stand and move? What will I choose when it comes to when I get burdened down with the discouragement and I don't feel like it? I've got to make a choice, and I've got to have something that triggers me or moves me to do what is required. Now, the truth is, for this individual and for myself and for those of you listening, what will you choose? Like, yeah, the market has shifted. Yes, things are different. Yes, we're never going back. Like, there's just a normal that's like, look, there's a completely different landscape of politics and evil and good and movements. And there's so many messages and so many noises out there. What will you choose? And you just start with the tiniest of goals, micro choices, micro goals. Get to the gym, open up the book, do the work, do what you said you would do, and build momentum. And keep choosing prosperity and keep choosing abundance and choose what it is that you really, really want. And if you'll do that, remember that prosperity is a choice, but so is scarcity. And fear is a choice, but so is faith. And happiness is a choice, and so is staying sad. Look, no one ever drowned by falling in water. You drown because you stay there and you don't get back up and get out of the water. So if you fall into these places where you're starting to ask yourself, hey, are my best days behind me? I get it. That's normal. You ought to feel that way. That's called life. But you can choose to do something different. Listen, for all of you who listen to podcasts right now, what's the truth? What's the perspective that you're missing? And what will you choose? What's the truth or the facts of the matter? What's the perspective that you're not seeing? Go get some help with that. And then, of course, what will you choose? And the more like books and podcasts and mentors and things that you open yourself up to, the more choices that you actually have. Well, friends, if you've enjoyed this, I invite you, share this with someone, go have an amazing day. And if you want to be part of an incredible group of individuals, high-level entrepreneurs, hungry business owners, people who want to be happy, live in prosperity, join us. Shoot me a DM. Go check out Setema Gali, SETEMAGALI. That's my first and last name, .com. Immersion, certified master coach, safe speaking bootcamp, the Huddle. We got books, we got swag, we got all kinds of things. Join the movement, my friends. It's time. Have an amazing day. I'm out.
Let's go! This is your daily revolution. Living prosperity, we show you how to do it. There's no luck about it, we got the strategic blueprint. This is your daily revolution. You already know. And if you don't, then check my resume. Turning pressure into possibilities every day. Y'all can win and live our unique purpose. We change our mindsets and put the work in. This is your daily revolution. Your daily revolution. Revolution. Your daily revolution podcast.